The forest lay in ruins under a smoke-filled sky. The once vibrant canopy now a patchwork of shattered branches and blackened leaves. Dark Rhino had retreated after his clash with Mighty Bear, but the tyrant's toxic energy still lingered, poisoning the earth and leaving the forest creatures in despair. Mighty Bear stood atop a ridge, his brown-gray fur matted with dirt, his deep brown eyes burning with resolve. His green and black armor glowed faintly with rock energy, a testament to his unyielding strength. He had driven Dark Rhino back, but he knew the fight was far from over. The forest needed a savior, and Mighty Bear was ready to make his last stand. As the sun rose, casting a faint golden haze over the devastation, Mighty Bear surveyed the wreckage. Dark Rhino's makeshift fortress of logs and stones still stood, a grim reminder of his tyranny. The bear clenched his fists, his muscles rippling with power. "I won't let him destroy what's left," he growled, his voice low and resolute, but he couldn't do it alone. He needed allies, heroes who shared his fire for justice. From the shadows of the forest, two figures emerged. Swift Rabbit, a lithe and agile rabbit with the stance of a warrior, dashed forward with incredible speed, his white sand-colored fur shimmering in the sunlight, his green eyes sharp with determination. His speed energy crackled around him, leaving a faint trail of dust as he skidded to a stop beside Mighty Bear. "I heard what happened," Swift Rabbit said, his voice quick and urgent. "Dark Rhino's coming back. I can feel it. I'm in, Bear. Let's take him down." Mighty Bear nodded, a flicker of hope in his chest. Swift Rabbit's speed would be a game-changer. Behind him strode Valor Antelope, a brave and swift antelope standing tall with defiance, his reddish-brown upper fur contrasting with a white underbelly, his hazel eyes fierce with courage. His orange and white armor pulsed with courage energy, a beacon of defiance in the face of oppression. "This forest is my home too," Valor Antelope declared, his voice steady. "I'll fight with you, Mighty Bear." Dark Rhino's reign ends today. The trio stood together, their combined resolve a shield against the looming darkness. But Dark Rhino was not alone either. Deep in the forest, the massive rhino regrouped, his black scales still glowing with toxic energy, his red eyes seething with rage. Peacock Siren stood beside him, her red, purple-green feathers shimmering as she recovered from her fall, her hypnotic aura flickering with renewed malice. "They think they've won," Dark Rhino snarled, his voice a low rumble. "But I'll crush them, end this forest, once and for all." Peacock Siren smirked, her voice a sinister melody. "We have a new ally, Rhino, one who'll make sure they don't see us coming." From the undergrowth slinked Quill Hedgehog, a sneaky and venomous hedgehog with a menacing presence, his black-brown spines bristling with a green aura. His poisonous quills glinted with deadly intent as he joined the villains. "I'm here to have some fun," Quill Hedgehog sneered, his voice dripping with malice. "Let's see how fast their hope dies when my quills strike." Dark Rhino's lips curled into a cruel grin. "Good. Let's end this." The battle erupted at midday, the forest trembling as Dark Rhino charged into the clearing, his toxic energy blackening the ground with every step. Mighty Bear met him head-on, his rock energy surging as he slammed his fists into the earth, sending a wave of jagged stone toward the rhino. Dark Rhino roared, his hoof shattering the stone wave, toxic mist erupting around him. "You'll never stop me, Bear," he bellowed, lowering his head to ram. Swift Rabbit darted into action, his speed energy propelling him around Dark Rhino in a blur. "Keep him busy, Bear," he shouted, weaving through the toxic mist with agile precision. He aimed for Dark Rhino's legs, landing quick, precise strikes to slow the beast down. But Peacock Siren spread her tail, her hypnotic energy pulsing through the air. "Bow to your master," she sang, her voice targeting Swift Rabbit. The rabbit's green eyes glazed over for a moment, his movements faltering as the hypnotic song took hold. Valor Antelope leaped into the fray, his courage energy flaring as he charged at Peacock Siren. "Not today, Siren!" he yelled, slamming into her with a burst of energy that disrupted her song. Swift Rabbit shook off the hypnosis, gasping, "Thanks, Antelope." The two heroes turned their attention back to Dark Rhino, who was now locked in a brutal struggle with Mighty Bear. The bear's armor glowed with rock energy, absorbing the toxic blows, but Dark Rhino's sheer power was overwhelming. Just as the tide seemed to turn, Quill Hedgehog struck from the shadows. He launched a barrage of poisonous quills, the venomous spikes flying toward Mighty Bear and his allies. Mighty Bear raised a rocky barrier, but several quills pierced through, grazing his arm. The venom burned, and he gritted his teeth, his vision blurring. Swift Rabbit dodged the quills with his speed, but Valor Antelope took a direct hit, the venom seeping into his shoulder. I can still fight," he growled, his courage energy flaring as he pushed through the pain. The battle reached its peak as Dark Rhino unleashed a massive toxic shockwave, the green mist spreading like a plague. Mighty Bear roared, his rock energy surging to its limit. "Together, now!" he shouted. Swift Rabbit circled Dark Rhino at blinding speed, creating a vortex that dispersed the toxic mist. Valor Antelope charged at Peacock Siren, knocking her back with a final burst of courage energy, breaking her hypnotic hold on the forest creatures. Mighty Bear focused all his power into one devastating strike, slamming his fists into Dark Rhino's cracked armor. The impact sent the rhino crashing through a line of trees, his toxic energy fading as he collapsed, defeated. Quill Hedgehog and Peacock Siren, seeing their leader fall, retreated into the shadows, their plans thwarted. The forest began to heal, the air clearing as the creatures emerged from hiding, their songs returning to the canopy. Mighty Bear, Swift Rabbit, and Valor Antelope stood together, battered but victorious. "We did it," Swift Rabbit said, his green eyes shining with pride. Valor Antelope nodded, clutching his wounded shoulder. "For justice, and for the forest." Mighty Bear looked out over the recovering landscape, his deep brown eyes resolute.